The Mauryan Emperor Ashok was the first ruler in the Indian history to unite the entire Indian subcontinent from north to south to east to west. Universally praised for achieving the distinction of being the Chakravartin, or the one who conquers the entire land, he earned himself the title of Ashoka the Great. He was the first ruler in the Indian history to directly communicate with his people and to communicate his ideas, views, and opinion in a language that was understandable to them. In this video, we will be discussing about some major Ashokan inscriptions which are in the form of rock edicts and pillars. So without wasting your time, let's start this video. And if you are not following our videos and not subscribing to this channel, you are making a big mistake. Just pause this video, subscribe to the channel, like this video, and comment on the questions that I will be asking you in just a few moments. Let's start. The first major rock edict that we are going to discuss in this video is the Khalsi Rock Edict. Many people know about Khalsi, but they have absolutely no idea where is Khalsi located in India. So in the state of Uttarakhand, Khalsi is situated in the district of Dehradun. So as we can see clearly that in this district of Dehradun, here lies the Khalsi region. This Khalsi region is very famous. And why? Because here is the famous Rock Edict of Ashok. Now, a major important point comes, why is this Rock Edict so important? And we don't have to think a lot when it comes to Khalsi, because if we see the tourist inscriptions that have been placed over there, they clearly mention that Khalsi is the unique place. It is indeed a unique place where the Mauryan emperor has inscribed about all of his 14 rock edicts. That is, it is the place where the Emperor Ashok himself has written about all of his 14 major rock edicts and their locations. And this rock edict tells us a lot of information about the political, social, and economic life of the Mauryan Empire. And another major reason that I took Khalsi as the first rock edict of this video is because it contains the information about the neighbors of the Mauryan empires, those countries which were neighboring the Mauryan empire. And now the question comes, which were the countries which were neighboring the Mauryan empire? And those were the Cholas, Pandyas, Satyaputras, Kerala Putras, and the Tamraparnis, that is the Sri Lanka. He's also talking about the Hellenic kings of the west. And now we can see that the contemporaries of Ashok were spread across the world. And how much influence does the Mauryan emperor has on over these positions? So now it is your job to tell me what was the time frame of the king Ashok. The next inscription that we are going to discuss is the Junagadh rock inscription, that is in the state of Gujarat and in the Kathiawar peninsula in the Junagadh district. So in the Junagadh district, here are also the famous Girnar hills, and this elevated area has the Junagadh rock inscription, which looks something like this. The Junagadh rock inscription, I think you will be able to understand this if you know the Prakrit language and the Brahmi script. So it's not very difficult to decode these days as we are standing in 2021, but it was indeed a task before James Prinsep could decode the Brahmi script. So the Junagadh rock inscription talks about the Mauryan Empire. Along with that, this very same rock, it also contains the information about a later Shaka ruler who was Rudradaman. It also talks about a later Gupta ruler who was Skandgupt. So what it really talks about after all? The Junagadh rock inscriptions tells us about the presence of a lake called the Sudarshan Lake. And then it tells us that how the lake was built by a governor of Chandragupta Maurya. Later it was repaired in the times of Rudradaman and in the times of Skandgupt. And as we are standing in the state of Gujarat, the westernmost parts of India, we also need to touch about a basic geography, and that's the value addition that our channel provides, that here lies the run of Kutch. As you can see, the run of Kutch is in the upper parts of the Kutch Peninsula. This entire part forms an extension of the Thar Desert, and also here lies the Cholistan, which is also a desert region. So the Run of Kutch, extremely dry, marshy land area containing swamps. Here is also the Little Run. And if you have watching our videos and following our videos, you will see that we are holistically covering about the rivers like Narmada, the rivers like Tapi, and all the related information. So let's go to the next edict. The next rock edict that we are going to talk about is the Yeragodi edict. The Yeragodi inscriptions are in the Kurnool district of the state of Andhra Pradesh. So here is the Kurnool city, just near to the city. Here is somewhere near here is the Yeragodi site. From the Yeragodi rock inscription, as you can see here, such kind of inscriptions has been found. So what was the speciality that I talked to you about the Yeragodi inscription? This Yeragodi inscription is that this inscription is written in the Brahmi script. Of course, that was the court language of the Mauryas. But as we know that Brahmi script is written from left to right. However, Yeragodi inscription has been written from right to left. And how do we know that Yeragodi inscription has been written from right to left? That we can know if you closely observe this inscription. If you see this inscription, you will find that there is some space in the beginning. You see? As we write first line, we leave some space, and then we continue in from the next lines. So that's how archaeologists have identified that this was starting from right to left. And this was very interesting because Brahmi script, an entire Indian subcontinent, entire everywhere, Brahmi script is written from left to right. But the Yeragodi inscriptions, the Brahmi script is being written from right to left. The next inscriptions that we are going to discuss are the Bhabhu inscriptions. So Bhabhu, as you can say, lies in the city of Berat, or which was called as the Viratnagar, in the district of Jaipur in the state of Rajasthan. So here lies our Bhabhu inscription. So well, actually all these inscriptions are presently, as I'm making this video, they are in the Asiatic Memorial of Calcutta. But from the place where they are excavated, they are named such. So this Bhabhu inscription was excavated from this place, and ultimately it came to be known as the Bhabhu inscription. So now let us see the Bhabhu inscription. So the Bhabhu inscription is again a very important and a very interesting kind of an inscription. How? Because the Bhabhu inscription has the Bostrophendian style of writing. The Bostrophendian style of writing is bidirectional in script. Like as we write today, we write either from left to right, or we will write only from right to left. But the Bhabhu inscription, the first line will start from left to right, the second line will start from right to left, the third line will start from left to right, the fourth line will start from right to left. That is the Bhabhu inscription. Again, a unique and something which even the Europeans could not even think of in those days. Let's go to the next inscription. The next inscription is one of the most famous inscriptions of India of all the times. That is the Allahabad inscription, the Prayag Prashasti, which is in the state of Uttar Pradesh in the Prayagraj district. In the Prayagraj district, here we have found the Allahabad inscription. The Prayagraj, where the Ganga and the Yamuna river meet, and ultimately the Ganga river flows to the state of Bihar. From the district of Allahabad, we have found the Prayag Prashasti. So as you can see this pillar right here. So what is this pillar actually showing us? The pillar is really interesting, and the pillar is showing us the names of 4 people. These 4 people are Ashok, second is Kaurvaki. The story of Ashok and Kaurvaki became the subject of a 3-hour movie by the name of Ashok, starring Shah Rukh Khan, and the 2 are there. And whom do we have the third and the fourth one? So the third one we have is none other than Samudragupta, who is also famously known as the Indian Napoleon. The fourth one, let me give you a hint. The fourth one is from a very recent period, although the period comes in the medieval history, but that is very near. Just tell me in the comment section, are you able to recall who is the fourth person or not? So the Prayag Prashasti. What does it mean by Prayag Prashasti? Prashasti means to praise someone. Prayag means the definition, the Ganga and the Yamuna Sangam where they are meeting. So Prayag Prashasti means that the inscriptor or the person who is writing here, he is praising about his kings. Again, a very famous and a very uniquely carved out pillar. You can see the fineness in the work here. I've asked you three questions by now. Please let me know in the comment section. Let's make it a very interactive video. Let's go to our next section. The next section we have we are going to discuss the only 4 inscriptions where the word Ashok has been used for our king. So what about the other pillar edicts and what we have been talking about? Those did not contain the name Ashok. They were talking about Pianam Dasi, the favorite of the gods. But these inscriptions are containing the name Ashok. So as we can see that the first and the most prominent ones comes as the Musky inscription. The Musky inscription, which looks something like this. Again, if you have read the Prakrit and the Brahmi script, you will be able to decode it thanks to James Prinsep. So, in the Raichur district of the state of Karnataka, the Musky inscription lies here. The Musky inscription. Why I am saying this again and again? Because now you will never forget that Musky inscription lies in the Raichur. Raichur Doab was also very famous in our medieval times in the empire of Vijayanagara times because the Krishna river, the Tungabhadra river, they both meet here and the floodplains that they bring creates a very fertile area which was by then known as the name of the Raichur Doab, and it was a bone of contention of major empires. Almost every empire of this region fought over the Raichur Empire. Whether you talk of the whether you talk of the Chalukyas or the Pallavas, whether you talk of the Vijayanagar Empire and the Bhamni Kingdom, all of them fought over the Raichur Doab because it meant wealth and it meant prestige. So as we are discussing the 4 rock edicts or the 4 inscriptions where the word Ashok has been used, the first one, the most prominent one, was the inscription of Musky. The next one, the next 3 we are going to discuss in a very quick manner so as to save your time. The next 3 inscriptions are the Nittur, Udaygolam and the Gujjar. Nittur and Udaygolam are in Karnataka. Gujjar is in the Datia district of Madhya Pradesh. Let's see them very quickly. So in the Karnataka, in the Ballari district, we have Nittur and the Udaygolam. And the Ballari, Chitradurg, Chikmagalur is a very famous mineral reservoir of India. In the Chikmagalur, we also have the Kudremukh mines. We also have the Baba Budangiri hills here. Baba Budangiri coffee is also a GI tag awarded coffee. And near the Shivmoga district, we have the Sharavati river making the chalk falls. A very prominent area. Here lies the Nittur and the Udaygolam inscription. The last one of the day is the Gurjar inscription in the Datia district of MP. So, in the northern side of MP, we have the Datia district just next to the Gwalior district. Gwalior, which was ruled by the Sindhyas of Gwalior during the Maratha Empire. The Datia district has the Gujjar inscription, which also contains the name Ashok. If you can see very closely and if you have been following our videos, you will definitely know that this area is going one step ahead, adding value to the entire video process, that this entire region has been in news for quite a long time because here lies the Betwa river, here lies the Ken river. There are talks of connecting both the rivers. Here is the region of Bundelkhand, here is the region of Baghelkhand. The Ken river, surplus river, will be carried forward to the Betwa river so that this dry region can be irrigated. and the water crisis can be solved. So guys, in this video, we talked of a lot number of things. We talked of the Ashokan inscriptions. We discussed some very prominent ones like Khalsi. Many people, I would say 85% of them have no idea where is Khalsi and how beautiful these inscriptions are and how knowledgeable these inscriptions are. We talked about the inscriptions of the Junagadh region where there are three people mentioning about the Sudarshan Lake. We talked about the Allahabad or the Prayag Prashasti. We talked about the four inscriptions that are containing the name Ashok. That is Maski, that is Nittur, Uday Golam. All the three are in Karnataka and this one is in Madhya Pradesh. So guys, if you like this video for even 1%, please guys, please just like this video. I'm asking you some comment section. I am expecting that you will give me the answer of who is the fourth person inscribed on the Allahabad Prashasti. Just give it a try. Just let me know whatever do you think and your views on the questions that I have asked. So guys, thank you so much for sparing your time. It's so precious. See you in the next video very soon.